Hey guys, welcome back to another King of Avalon guide, and today I'm going to talk about how to get multiple farms running at the same time and save yourself from having to do them all at once. If you look at my screen right now, you can see there's 4 different windows, and each one of those windows is linked together right now. So if I were to click in this one that is the biggest on my screen right now, it will trigger all of them. Today's video is going to be a little different because I am doing it in small sections to save myself from having to record a 12-minute video over and over. And this should save me just frustration and time and save my voice as well. So let's get into it. So the first thing we want to do is get MimoPlay, which is an Android emulator. And it's a core part of this. This is a tutorial for Windows, but I'm sure it's not very different if you're on a Mac. I'm sure they have a Mac download. So the only thing I want to note here is you just go to the MimoPlay.com, a link will be in the description, and you just click the download button. If you have slower internet, I would click the offline installer. This will make the download take longer, but at the same time, once it's downloaded, it won't download anything else during the installation. So I'm going to go ahead and click it, and from there, we just wait. And here we go. Once it's done downloading, I'll show you what to do next. Next, we're going to want to navigate to wherever your browser is set to download stuff. For me, it's my downloads folder, and probably the same for you. And we're going to want to open the Mimo installer. It'll ask for admin rights, and then it'll open this window. This is pretty straightforward from here. You just click Next, Next, click Decline, Decline, and then it'll start downloading it if you had selected the regular installer. After this point, it'll install it. And when you're done, it should just say Finish. I am going to untick this box because I don't want it to launch. And now, the next section, we're going to enable virtualization. This is required so it just runs more fluidly, and it is going to be in the BIOS settings. So I'm going to be recording that on my phone, and the video and audio will definitely look and sound different. To get to the BIOS, we're going to want to, for me, it's going to be the delete key on startup, but for others, it might be a different key. And so as my computer is starting up, I'm going to spam my delete key. All right. And that should get me into the BIOS. And for my specific BIOS, I want to go to advanced mode. We're going to go to advanced at the top. And now we're going to go to CPU configuration, I believe. And we're going to be looking for Intel virtualization technology or something along these lines in your BIOS. And as you can see, I already have mine set to enabled. And after that, we're just going to go to your equivalent of exit, and we're going to save changes and restart. Which I haven't made any changes because mine was already enabled, and I'm going to restart. However, I want to make a couple notes that those changes I made in that interface is specifically for my motherboard and my BIOS, and if you're having any trouble finding it, you should just be able to Google your enable virtualization for your BIOS or your motherboard, and it should be one of the first links. And right here, I can see another guy telling me to do the exact same thing I just did. If you're having any problems with this, leave a comment, and I'll try to help you out. Next, you're going to want to open the regular Mimo. There's also a multi-Mimo, which we'll be using later, but we just want to open the regular Mimo. So this will open a window that looks something like this, and it'll just take a little bit to start up. After it's started up, yours won't look like this. Well, it might, but yours won't have King of Avalon installed already like mine does. That's because I've already set up mine. But just to do that, you just go to the Play Store and you'd log in with a Google account and download King of Avalon. But what we're going to do is we're going to open the settings menu, which can be accessed from the side over here. And we're going to want to set up these settings. We're going to want to set the CPU to medium. If you're running, so we're going to be running 4, we don't want it to be demanding. Leave the render mode on OpenGL. For device, we're going to just want to go ahead and disable the audio because we don't want 4 different audio streams coming out at once. And I believe that's about it. Yep. The rest of this stuff you can mess around with, but those are the 2 things you really need to do. So you click OK, it'll say restart now, and you can go ahead and restart it. After it's restarted, you're going to want to go ahead and open your King of Avalon. I'm already logged in, but you're going to want to you're going to have to play through the tutorial, of course. And when you play through the tutorial, you're going to want to get to a point where you can switch to your account that is in the kingdom you want to make the farms. And so when you are here in this account, you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to close this instance. Okay. And then you're going to want to open that multi-Mimu thing from earlier. It should open a window like this. It won't have, yours should only have the Mimu 0 since you've only made one. I have 4 farms already running. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this Mimu 0, you're going to click the 3 dots here and you're going to click clone. And this is, you select how many you have here. I'm just going to do 1, but this is how many farms you want to have. So if you click 1, it'll start cloning. I'm also actually going to go ahead and do a second just for the sake of example. I should have thought of this beforehand. And then I'm going to go ahead and start both of them up. Now when they're both started, you should have King of Avalon available on both of them. But you're going to want to open them one at a time. So the reason why is you can only have your main account logged into one device at a time. So if you try to open them at once, the other one will just log out the first one. And we're leaving that first one alone so we can make more farms if we want to. Because we want to have that point where we can do what I'm about to do. So as soon as the first one's open, we're going to go ahead and just click my portrait and then click, just go ahead and make a new account. Start new game, confirm, and you want to stay in the kingdom. So now that we have the first one going, I'm going to go ahead and start up the second one. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. Now that they're both started up, we're going to want to get both of them to the exact same point. There we go, and then we're going to decide which one we want to be our main one. I normally have one bigger than the rest, just so I know which one it is. And then once you decide which one you want to be your main one, you click more, these 3 dots, and then you click this little thing that looks like a loop. And then you select all of your farms here. I only have 1 running, but if you're running 4, you can have 4 here, and you select them all. And you just click synchronize, this button right there. Now, whenever you click something on this main window, it'll copy on the second window. And now you can just blow through the tutorial like that. So I hope this helped, and I hope this makes sense on how to set this up. And I would not recommend more than 4 at once because it won't let you start 4 at the same time. You can start 4 at one point and then wait, I think probably an hour or two, and start another 4, but I think there's a throttle limit for how many new accounts you can make in a kingdom. Because when I try to do 8 at once, it only let me make 4. And I hope that helped, and hope to see you next time.